Welcome to Good Morning Anambra, Thursday episode. Today is the 22nd day of June 2023, and we are delighted to be counted amongst the living this morning. Thank you so much for always waking up with us on Good Morning Anambra show. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Let's begin with a press review. It's the press review, and you're welcome to the show. We'll take our time to look at the papers, and of course, stories making their headlines on ABS website. And I have been joined this morning by Comrade Ken Okoli, a public affairs analyst. He's also the President General Asatu Youth Wing. Comrade, good to have you in the studio.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, Indianambra.
We also have Abuchi Onwomelo in the studio. Thank you so much, Abuchi, for being here.
Good morning, Indianambra. Good morning.
All right, let's run with stories making their headlines on ABS website. Anambra State Joint Enforcement Task Force demolishes illegal structures at Odume, Obosi. The Anambra in Lagos hold town hall meeting with Soludo today. ACTDA embarks on demolition of shanties, illegal stores, defacing capital city. Anambra State Truth, Justice and Peace Commission holds stakeholders engagement in Oka. All right, Tabuchi, let me start with you. Which of the stories is of interest to you?
Let me begin with Anambra in Lagos, the town hall meeting. It is, I would say, it's up and timely, considering the recent developments there. It's not quite clear to us what's really happened. We heard of demolition, inversions of Igbo properties and all that, and single out a particular ethnic group for punishment or using it as a punitive measures, going by what a fallout from last presidential election. So I wouldn't want to see it that way, that Igbos are being taken as endangered species. But I'm calling on all that concerned that this Nigeria is for all of us. If we end up trying to create a division, unnecessary division, it will end up hurt us. And just like in Nigeria is just sitting on the keg of gunpowder. And if care is not taken, it will be snowballed into a real problem for us. So we need to checkmate our utterances, our actions and inactions. I see no reason why Igbos will be taken every time there is issue in Nigeria, Igbos will be taken as scapegoats. I don't know why it is like that. Is it because of our enterprising spirit? Is it because we are coming anywhere we go, we try to create impact there, develop the area? Is it because of our daring spirit? Why are we taking to the slaughter, to the slab at every point in time? So those trying to use what played out in the last election to punish the Igbos who are actually paying their taxes, doing everything all they could just to develop Lagos State. Yorubas alone who are claiming to own the Lagos State, they are not even in terms of tax payments and whatever that the revenue generation in the coffers of Lagos State. I don't think they are contributing much more than what Igbos are giving Lagos State. So why are they singling them out for punishment? Some of them, a little thing, they will unleash themselves on Igbos, attack them, start maiming and killing our people.
Right. We wait for the outcome to actually know why Soludo will be meeting
It's
them.
important
And,
the meeting is
okay,
held.
and I think OT was actually in Lagos too yesterday. Okay, which of the stories are you looking at in that?
The beautification of Oka City by the MD of ATDA is a good one. The young man, the MD of ATDA, Osionuko, is doing fine. Is doing fine. Just take a look at the flyover. The
Okay, they're trying to demolish illegal structures. Is it
no.
They're
The
beautifying immediately.
ATDA is part of the beautification process.
Okay.
Because the illegal structures you see there, they have no value to add, causing congestion on the road. Traffic, I don't know when last you passed through a coca. Before now, it used to be a very busy place and always traffic jam at that place. People coming out to trade
On the
road. And it's an eyesore. But the young man came in, now demarcated the market from the road, created a part where if you're doing trading, look at where you're supposed to stay to do your trading. If you pass by, you can walk. Motorist, you can have your way. So that when you come into the place, you actually say, oh, fine. Sometimes it's a nightmare for someone to pass through that place. So if you have something emergency you want to go for and you're using that route, he'll end up not doing it on time. So
Okay.
the young man is doing fine. And you see this flyover, it was done by Willie administration. But the young man came in and started beautifying that place. You see the symbols of people who are role models being painted there. And without being told you, if you're not here, you're a visitor first time, you think that the flyover was just newly constructed. Okay. But without knowing that, it has been there for years.
It's been there.
So
all right, let's
I commend him.
Okay, let's go to the first paper this morning for review, the Daily Sun newspapers. Let's see stories in front of the Daily Sun newspaper. Appointment seekers intensify lobby, follow Tinubu abroad. A sick place in cabinet, parastatal boards. IPOP, Kano's council, Ozekome Ejiofor, not sacked. Other stories in front of the Daily Sun. Change of service chiefs, Afenifere expressed optimism of better security. Ebetoko assumes office as IGP, calls for synergy. A cost of international flights to increase by 20% over Naira depreciation. IATA speaking. Strengthening families. Participants laud latter day sense for organizing conference. With a ride there, church urges government to formulate policies that will make families better, support marriages. Fuel subsidy removal, good for investment. British envoy speaking. And the rider there says president to push for foreign direct investment. Also in front of the paper, we can see pictures there. I think Paris Air Show, left to right, Africa, Middle East, and embroidered Brazilian architecture. That's just about it. But let's look at the major stories in front of the Daily Sun newspaper. Appointment seekers intensify lobby, follow Tinubu abroad. Abuchi?
Yes, just like we are used to this psychopathic attitude from our people. Everybody wants to be at the corridors of power. No matter, in fact, it is recorded decimal. So I'm not surprised that they are rushing and following the president to wherever he goes. It shows how lazy, if I said lazy, waiting for free money. Because government money, they've seen it as the Igbos will say annually, everybody wants to grab it because that is what, and if you look at those people angling for these appointments and you ask them, what are you bringing to the table? For the past how many years now, 60-something years of our independence. Nigeria has been, rather than going up, we are going back to 20 steps backward, whereas other countries are moving at a bigger and faster pace, and we keep on doing that. Everybody wants to be appointed, everybody wants to get to the corridors of power without recourse to the challenges we're having as a nation. I would want to use what our governor here, Mr. Governor Chukwuma Soludo, what he's doing in Anambra State in terms of political appointment. He must have something you are bringing to the table, and he made it clear to Anambra that he wants to appoint people in key positions, those who will add value to what he's doing, those who will help him actualize his policies and program, and not just I want to do it to either to compensate my cronies and my friends. You know, he's making us lazy. In fact, the intern now, even the youths are equally looking towards that direction. At the national level, the youth leaders, everybody wants to get to the corridors of power without thinking what are actually value are we adding. You can be on your own and be doing what you are doing, and government will fish you out. You understand? So I want to say this, that let us reduce to the barest minimum this mad rush for political appointments. Our leaders are not getting it right. The political leaders are the people who are even championing it. You will see somebody who has been in corridors of power since 1980 something, still asking for a political appointment. So you then ask yourself, where is the position of the youth in Committee of Nations? There is nothing is given to us. Nobody will even allow us to prove ourselves. So I am calling on President Tinubu. Some of the appointments he has made so far, I've seen the age bracket, I've seen at least 60 down 50, I see some early 40s, some XAs, some are in mid 30s and early 30s. I think let it be mixed. Let those old brigades, let them give away, and let's have a new people with ideas that will move the nation forward. That's my own contribution.
All right, the new national star is next in our lineup. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the new national star. Tinubu, Shetima, governors, lawmakers get 114% salary increase, with riders there. RMAFC tasked state houses of assembly to hasten amendment of relevant laws. And new pay rise effective 1st January. Should it be 1st January 2024? What I'm seeing here is 1st January 2023. It should be 24. Yeah. Okay. And election tribunal admits BLP evidence on beavers. IREV. State external debt rises to 3 trillion naira. Immortalized Mbazulike Amechi family begs federal government. Abuja court orders police to pay slain journalist family 50 million naira as damages. Inter-society drags Uzodimma ex-service chiefs to ICC over killings in Imo. Imo PDP probes 7 former EXCO members over 1.4 billion naira campaign fund. Scores fear dead as explosion rocks Paris. Nigeria's electricity revenue rises to 247.33 billion naira in first quarter of 2023. UK removes tariffs on products from Nigeria. Insurance queens are champions of NFF Tingo Federation Cup 2023. All right, comrade? Should we look at the increase in salary? We are still talking of how to cushion the effects of the common man in Nigeria, and now this is coming. I saw it yesterday, and I was like, maybe this could be just a social media, gossip or something. But now it's in traditional media.
The funny thing about this government is that the government is just trying to be sensitive, knowing fully well how it came in. The position is still dicey because they are still in the court. I think 2011, January 1st, when Goodluck and Bella Jonathan was the president, they tried to remove subsidy. And we were like, opposition party wanted to shut down this country. No, no, no. And it's still, the evidence is there. The comment of most of the opposition people who are now involved in this government, what they said about the subsidy. Very unfortunate that Buhari administration could not even remove subsidy. But subsidy removal was one of the major points he was using to do campaign. You ask yourself, what is this subsidy all about? It's just stealing. You see, my worry about this administration is that increment in the salary or welfare package of people who are running the government, should it be a priority? Transportation, the cost of it is high. It has affected the services and goods in our system.
Only yesterday, I think, was it 42 billion or 24 billion earmarked for their housing? Abuchi, you saw it. Was it 42 or 24 billion?
Yeah, 24
billion.
There is some fractions
around it.
Yeah, for 3 or so.
The NLC and TUC, they have said, they have given themselves timeline that they will have to finish the negotiation with the federal government so that they know what are they increasing for them. Bringing up this increment for the public service holders, to me, is not important. It shouldn't be an important aspect. What should be priority to this government, of which I would not even want to advise this government because I didn't support the government. That's the truth. I didn't vote for this government. I don't even have any advice. Not just to be watching what is happening. Because the government that is still battling with the issue of credibility, issue of acceptance by the people, knowing that certain things did not go right in the process that brought this government, and you're talking about increment in your own salary. What happens to the people, the workers? In fact, what they are taking home today will not even be enough to take care of their transportation costs going to work. Look at Edo State. The governor in Edo State has reduced the number of working days for the people to show that he's feeling for them. He reduced it to 3 days. You know, in Anambra and some southeastern states, we are still battling with the issue of insecurity in terms of 1 day
sit at home.
being sit at home. And we are still saying, no, we need to reclaim, we need to take back our state by making sure that that Monday sit at home is removed. You see, people form the nucleus of government programs and activities. But this one, the way it's going, I don't see it. Of course, I'm not surprised because before election, people need to assess the candidates, and see what program do you have for Nigeria? What do you want to deliver? We didn't get the opportunity to have these candidates debate on the real issues going around them.
Oh, all right. I think that will be a big topic for another day.
It's really annoying, seriously.
Okay, let's run. Let's look at the Nation newspaper. Let's watch them and watch their,
of course.
policies
that's what unfold.
Keep unfolding.
Yes.
The Nation newspaper is next in our lineup. Let's see stories in front of the Nation. Student loan plan sparks controversy in universities with a rider there. ASU Konwa parents take different position. Policy due to begin September. Okay, what I told President by Bill Gates. Eco rice enters market, sells for 33,000 naira. Ogbe to government. State police will end insecurity. Acting IG talks tough. Okay, Makinde tips 6 ex-commissioners to return. House gets list of, okay, I can't see this very well. And NBS discos raked in 247 billion naira in first quarter. Abuchi, let's look at, do we look at the student loan issue?
Yes, of course. I think it's one of the issues it's a topical issue and on the front burner too. I think there is need for town hall meeting, engaging the stakeholders in explaining
But these are things that are supposed to be done even before bringing out the policy.
Yeah, exactly. Signing it into law somehow was hazy, you know. I would like to say a calculated attempt to assuage the education sector of talking about the students.
Assuage in what sense? With all the conditions?
No. Somehow, you know, because you have an idea of what the loan is all about, you know, the requirements. I can tell you that so many 90% of the students, the prospective students, are not even aware. What they hear is that they've signed the student's loan. Now you can go to the bank and get yourself a loan. But what I'm saying, why I'm calling for a town hall meeting, which involves the educationists,
stakeholders.
The stakeholders, they should come to a round table and fine-tune the loans, the demands, the requirements, and even the measures, be it punitive, be it ordinary.
It's in Ghana.
What?
You go to jail when you don't pay back. But there's something I kept asking yesterday, because that was the topic of discussion yesterday. You know that when somebody wants to give you loan, you will know how much loan you're getting, right?
Yeah.
Then it will be spread out. Maybe you're paying back in 1 year, in 2 years. It's not contained in the document.
That is what we're talking.
What is happening?
So that is exactly what I'm saying. Why there is need for a stakeholders meeting where some of these gray areas will be addressed. The students that I should know what the requirements and why they should keep to that particular agreement. So if you fail to meet up with the agreement, what awaits you? That should be clearly spelled out. But in this case, people are jubilating out of especially those who have, let me say, who are too emotional about certain things, certain decisions taken by government. So I'm suggesting that the stakeholders meeting should not be at the top echelon. It should be trickled down to even to the primary school sector, because some of these students, if you keep them abreast of what they stand to gain and why they should not even bother about their parents not having money to pay their school fees, they should be conscientized, and why they should not derailed from that particular agreement. Going forward at the secondary school level, the same thing should be done before you enter the university, because once they set students loan, it's all geared towards the students, those who are the four wall of university. But I'm talking about the secondary school sector too. They should inform them of what they are going to meet, you know, in later days of their life. So once they get out of the secondary school, they know that it is no longer my parents cannot afford my school fees. There should be a proper town hall meeting where issues will be addressed, especially the ones you pointed out, that the amount to be given and how it should be given. So these things should be clear to us. So if you tell me now, if not at my level and the way I've gone through this, I might be telling you that singing praises to the president without recourse to the challenges that await whoever that ventures into it. There are so many policies of the government that are not well clearly spelled out, and you find out that nobody is patronizing it. Take for instance, government will tell you that you should come. There are soft loans they are giving, micro loans and all what have you. At the end of the day, nobody will want to access it because of the rigidity around it. So please.
But some people will be somewhere assessing it.
Maybe that is why we are talking. You see this corruption, because let me tell you, for instance, government will say, give out this to everybody.
Remember, they said they shared money to you. Did you get?
I did not get. And they said they've been spending so much money, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and all that, and they've been giving out to alleviate poverty. And you and I, we are still here. Have you received anything?
All right, let's move on. The Punch newspaper, let's keep our fingers crossed and hopefully that our nation will get better. The Punch newspaper is next in our lineup. Let's see. Board dissolution, 2,000 vacancies open for APC faithful, Tinubu's allies. 153 agencies, parastatals, others await board members' appointment. Don't sacrifice competence for political patronage, OPS tells president. Lagos rice value chain created 2,620 jobs, Sonwolu speaking. Makinde elevates Ladoja, 10 other Ibadan high chiefs to Oba. Residents panic as bandits' reign of terror returned to Ondo local government. Labor fumes as RMFAC hikes politicians' salaries. Hearing continues in the Xanax case on forfeited assets. Ebwetoko plans tech-driven policing, improved welfare. DSS comes Bawaz Abuja home, extends probe to associates. Okay, that's the much in front of the Punch newspaper. I don't know, which one do you want to look at? Do we look at the 2,000 vacancies open for APC Faithful? Of course, the board that were dissolved and they are part of the vacancies, if I may.
Yes, of course. No.
So, okay?
Yes, because he has...
and probably it could be the reason some people
board.
followed the president abroad to get such appointments.
Yeah, that is the rumor flying now that some even followed him to abroad, France, for lobby. You know, people have to occupy such positions, but I wonder, the government seems to be in a hurry to achieve certain things that may not be necessary to do if this government came in due process. Why they hurried to sack board members? You know? But I said that I will be watching how it's moving. But if you look at in that same Punch newspaper, one of the headlines there, where Bauer, the immediate past chairman of the EFCC is still in DSS custody. Okay. Now, we are seriously making a mockery of our institution. What it still means is that we are not building institutions, we are building individuals. It's very funny. A president will come with a new EFCC chairman.
Welcome, you come with your own people.
You come with your own EFCC chairman, not actually changing others, just but the head. Because it's now being seen as an attack dog of the instrument of the government of the center. Just the head. Tell me any administration that's coming without changing the head of that EFCC chairman. It's just building individuals. This young man would have been allowed to finish his tenure. There is tenure in that position. Why the hurry to sack him? The next thing we hear now as the headline is that, look at the world, a lot of things he has done. A lot of things that he has committed. And the next person that is appointed to replace him, watch it. If this government leaves, he will be the first person to be arrested or be removed, to be investigated.
By another incoming.
And we'll hear stories of what happened, how he stole money and all that. 5 EFCC chairmen have been removed. Or none, I don't think any of them served out his tenure. So what does that tell you? We are busy building individuals, building powerful individuals that could stand to be untouchable.
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria, rather than building institutions that will stand the test of time. doing what it is set out to do, without fear or favor.
All right, I think that point needs to be looked into, to build institutions rather than building individuals. Now let's move on to the Daily Independent newspaper. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Daily Independent newspaper. How we will decide presidential election petitions by tribunal. With riders there, APM closes case after calling one witness. INEC states why it couldn't provide documents for Obi and LP. Protest rocks Ondo Varsity over sack of 30 lecturers. FG moves to tackle rejection of Nigeria's product offshore. I'm worried about lawyers' conduct, Lagos CJ laments. Protest disrupts work at ECOWAS permanent secretarial site. With a rider, the NLC accuses Chinese firm of anti-labor practices. I'm leaving Nigeria police force better than I met it, ex-IGP. Court restores Gusau as Zamfara deputy governor after end of tenure. 15 persons killed in fresh headers attack in Plateau communities. Tinubu's economic decision attracting global attention, British envoy. With a ride there, president in Paris to facilitate FDI into Nigeria. That's coming from the presidency. Abuchi?
Yeah. The election petitions tribunal, we all are following. It's key issue that Nigerians should know about it, what is going on. For me, I'm of opinion, even before now, in previous elections, that this idea of every time there is an election, we'll keep running to the law courts to do this and that. And though, if you feel that you actually shortchanged in any contest, you have the right of going to the court. But actually, it's becoming so boring.
All right, let's see who is here before we move on. Okay. Hello? Hello? Hello, good morning. All right, this is Good Morning Anambra Show. We're on press review. In case you want to join us, you call and make your own opinion count on any issue raised here. All right, go on, Abuchi.
So what I'm saying in essence is that this particular issue, there are a lot of interest. So many people are really watching. People are following. Nigerian youths, people, all stakeholders, all sectors of economy. A lot of people are really waiting to see the outcome of it. But what I'm saying is that justice should be served, no matter who owes this God. You know, I'm of opinion that if you really want to get things right, we'd have to begin with our judiciary, okay? Because they are the last hope of a common man. So if peradventure that there are things that are not right, the court should stand and spell it out and tell Nigerians how it is and what it should be.
All right, let's see who's here. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Ebonyi State.
Ebonyi State. What do you want to say?
I want to say about my...
All right, let's move on. Okay.
So lastly, what I'm saying is that people are really interested in the outcome. Some are even saying that they've moved on. And why some are sticking, believing that there must be light at the end of the tunnel. But whichever side the pendulum swings, that's not my concern about who wins the case. But my concern should be that Nigeria of our dream should be actualized. Let it not be sacrificed at our altar of nepotism, altar of favoritism. So let justice be served, no matter who else it goes.
All right, let's move on. Daily Trust. I think we take the two papers together for want of time. On Daily Trust newspaper, we see 201 killed in Plateau in 5 months, with riders there. 20 vigilantes, villagers killed in fresh attacks. external forces behind killings. That's coming from the governor. NGO blames herders farmers rivalry. Military meets stakeholders. New exchange rates jacks up international airfares. Bauer remains in DSS custody 1 week after 114% salary hike for president, vice president, governors, others. A proposal that's coming from RMAFC. And FG pledges more dollar supply to stabilize Naira. Kano governor reinstate anti-graft boss suspended by Ganduje. Nigeria's economic decision being noticed globally. UK envoy. Then 436 students jostle for 30 overseas PTDF scholarship in Northeast. Now, the last paper, but not the least, the Guardian newspaper, let's see it also. Proposed 114% pay rise for public officers complicates minimum wage negotiation. And we also see PEPC, APM closes petition challenging Tinubu's victory, court adjourns to July 14. Tinubu pushes for FDI as world leaders seek inclusive financial system as Paris Summit. At Paris Summit. Now, freed inmate narrates 14-year prison experience for not cooperating with policemen. Nigeria needs state police to tackle insecurity, says ex-Agric Minister Ogbe. Why UK government banned dependent visa for Nigerian students by High Commissioner. All right, I don't know. Which one are you looking at? A lot of stories.
Talk about the suggestion Ogbe is making.
Okay.
Former minister, Ogbe, former minister of Agric.
Yeah.
We need state police, seriously. Look at what is happening in Plateau State. Can you remember those days when anybody that wants to wed, where they will be the person will be thinking of to go for honeymoon will be just
Because of the weather.
You know, but what's happening today? Whenever you hear about Plateau, what comes to your mind is insecurity. What has actually happened? We don't have values for ourselves. We don't have a set of values that could guide us as people who are living on earth to manifest God and build our environment for better tomorrow. Instead, we are making reference to old ways. Old ways keep on being better than new ways. Why? We are retrogressing. We are moving backward, not forward. By now, Jos or Plateau State entirely would have been the #1 tourist state in Africa. With the advent of technology and all that, what has really happened to us?
Our time is fast spent.
We are not making progress.
Our time is fast spent, so
I
don't know.
I support the state police.
Okay.
Because it will help also in tackling our insecurity issues.
Okay. Now, the more dollar supply to stabilize Naira, do you think it's actually going to stabilize Naira? Is it going to, make the dollar lower than what it stands today in the market?
As long as we do not produce what we consume, we'll keep on chasing, Naira will keep on chasing dollar. Simple.
I think I share his youthfulness sentiment. That is the truth. We borrow to consume and not even to produce. And just like you said, so long as we are yet to produce anything, even toothpick, we'll continue to chase shadows.
All right, that's just about it. We'd like to thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming to the program this morning.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. And that's just about it on the press review. More coming on Good Morning Anambra Show. Do stay.